We are live. Yeah, we are. Right, let's get myself on here. Yep, blah, 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 blah. Right. Race time. Yeah, it's looking pretty sunny. We're in a sunny little place called Austria. My race around here went shambolically bad. But hopefully these guys have a bit better luck than me. Yeah, we will be setting up and seeing. Open up the dirty window. Let the sun illuminate. Reaching for sun. Oh, there we go. We got our first car out. It's either energetics or shadows. It looks like it's energetics. It is. He is the first man out on track. Now, I'm just wondering if anyone can tell me where race dry. Yeah. Scripting. Because that's exactly the same apparently as Division 1. I'll tell you what though, if any of you guys watched qualifying, it was a worldie. Well, Super Max doing super well. But no, it's shaping up to be an unreal season. It's the closest I think we've had it for a while. In terms of the fight for pole, the fight for mid-table. I mean, Perez went out 3 attempts off Verstappen, who ended up getting pole. So, yeah, it's just a very, very interesting one. Here we go. Energetics is going to come around to start his lap. Now, we will see what he can do, obviously. He's not invalidated. That's already a good start. The Ferrari getting out the way very nicely indeed. It's either Madden or Move Maestro. Just making sure you don't get in the way. It's obviously the best. There's no reason to rush yourself going around here. But yeah, Energetics are doing a nice little lap at the moment. It was around a 2.6 or so where Division 1 was doing the other day, well, on Thursday. Then we had, so I'm expecting low 3s is what we're probably going to be getting around here. Energetics, so looking like he's hooking us up very, very nicely. Coming around the final couple corners, maybe there's a little bit more time in it here and there, but he's going to come round. It's going to be a 1.37, a 2.2, a very solid banker lap indeed by him. Codfish coming along across the line to 1.606. Going to sit on board with Multi Barrack now, as he's the next person on, well, he's not the next person on a lap, but he's the first person I got to on a lap. But we will definitely be seeing Energetics. I would say is a favourite for pole position. He does have his assume he's got his line on for today. Maz doing a 3.9, only 2 attempts off Energetics there. Solid time from him indeed. Goba with a 3.497. Now he's put the cards down early doors and really shown what he can do. Multi Barrack with a 4.5. There's a lot of time to gain there. And definitely not what he can be doing. Move Maestro on a lap now. One of the other reserves. We've only ever seen him once before in Bahrain. Obviously didn't have the greatest races, spun out a couple times, but obviously he was still new to the game then, and he has put a little bit more practice in, so I'm hoping to see him a little bit more on the pace or closer to the pace today. And he is going to be coming up to the final 2 corners. He looks like he's going pretty well at the moment. He does have McLaren behind him, but obviously he doesn't have to get out of the way, as he is also on a lap. He's going to come across the line, and it's going to be a 5.321. That's a brilliant lap by him, but Fatality right behind. Obviously got held up a little bit, but did a 3.192. Very, very solid indeed, even with getting held up. And he is currently looking pretty good, but the bottom 2 about a second off the next cars, but obviously we do have a lot of other drivers. These are the guys who have come out at the moment up to P5 are the guys you would usually expect to be competing for the Q3 runs. So, but we do have Jaw coming around to finish his lap now, and he's going to be probably around the 4s as well. Looking at this, maybe a 5.944. There we go. And I would assume there's also a little bit of time in that as well. But we've got Fozzie Bear on a lap there. Ryan Van Doom is actually coming around to set a lap as well. Invalidated. Oh, well, how's he not invalidated that? But he's going to come across the line. It's a 4.203 there. So, yeah, it's going to be very, very interesting. Fozzie Bear now coming around to finish off his lap. TCF Old Boy has invalidated his lap time. I just wonder if it looks like he's going to be going again, or he's giving himself a delta. Not too sure, but Fozzie Bear goes so far off the track there that he's actually lost time. It's a 4.776. And yes, a lot of people not putting in representative times as of yet. Ashvin just starting his lap. He's going to be looking to be one of the quickest guys around here. Obviously, we know he's got the potential to be there, but whether he can put it in there as well. Kurt Boy actually starting to find his form a little bit as well, putting it into P4. But no, looking very interesting indeed. Ashvin is just coming up to turn 4. It is because obviously they count the weird part on the straight as a turn for some reason, but looking like he's getting that done very nicely indeed. Coming through this double left-hander. Very difficult to do actually. If you get your turning in point slightly wrong, it does compromise you maybe a tenth or two, but no, it's a nice track this is when you hook it up right. Getting onto the grass a little bit, that's not going to give him the best of grip coming through this corner, but manages to get it done coming through the last corner. Now he's going to get it to a 1.5.329, just behind Move Maestro by about 8 milliseconds. So obviously definitely improved there. Cole Absey coming round now as well. We'll see what he can do in that Red Bull racing car. Looking very, very strong in the 155.52, putting himself into P13. Do we have anyone on a lap? We have Madden. We have Old Boy. Actually, he's gone purple. He's doing a very, very good lap, actually. Old Boy is always one of those dark horses. I should probably stop calling him one, though, because obviously he's starting to show himself as up the front pace. But here we go. TCF Old Boy is a 4.141. Absy's been DSQ'd over there. I'm not quite sure why he's been disqualified, but yeah, Absy's out of the session. He's going to be starting from the very back of the grid, and yeah, it's just not ideal for him at all. Cameron Cross, you're poor. Yes, you are. But Streams is going to be coming around this double left-hander now, looking very, very cautious actually, but using the whole of the track, switching up into short shifting into 6th gear, going to be tugging that right-hander, and you want to stay over to the left because it is a right-hander coming up, and going to be using all of the track there, coming around this very tight exit there if you do want to carry all the speed. And he's going to come across the line, put himself in P14, and put Move Maestro into the drop zone as it goes. Jaws also on a lap. He's looking to improve himself to get himself out of this drop zone. We've got 8 minutes 30 left, and a lot of these drivers will be definitely looking to get themselves out of this drop zone, but it is going to be difficult for them. Evening, Geo. Evening. Jaws actually 5 tenths up on his time as well, so he is going to be improving, but whether it's going to be enough to get him into maybe the top 10, top 15, You really want to be, yeah, top 10 if you want to be fairly safe and be confident that you can get through to the next round. He's going to improve to a 1.5205, pushing himself into P16. It's not going to be enough at the moment, though, to get himself through. So Goba is no, he's finished his lap. He's here we go. Maz is on a lap now, though. I don't think he is actually. Is he on a lap? No, he's not on a lap. It looked very, very slow from there. Anyone on a lap at all? Fozzie Bear's on a lap. Only half a tenth down to his personal best. He does need to improve by maybe about 2-3 tenths to get himself up one position. Multi-Barrack starting to look like he's in a little bit of danger as well. Again, he hasn't lost or gained any time coming through Sector 2, but coming into Sector 3, this is where it could all be gained. We don't know how good of a run he did have going through the final 2 corners, not invalidating, using every single bit of that track, and he has invalidated coming over the line there. Codfish now on his 4th lap on those tyres, maybe just getting a bit more used to the track or something there, but yeah, we've got Fatality and Kurtboy. Do think they're through, which I could probably say they most likely are. Absy saying Cody's. What's happened there? What happened with Cody's? Oh, we got Valtteri Bottas over there. His multi-barracks actually up by 2 tenths of a second in that middle sector, getting a purple sector 2. Don't believe it is one though, but he is going to come through. There's so much time on the table there coming through, and he has invalidated. It's just he needs to be attacking that with so much more commitment. Would have improved by 3 tenths of a second, which would have put him in at P10, but obviously still not safe. Due to the level of competition. Move Maestro is actually up by 3 tenths of a second as well on his flying lap, so could possibly put himself into safety for now. Gonna be coming round using all of the track and not overshooting like we've seen some others do. He's improved by 3 tenths of a second. He's put himself in 16th position, only a couple of milliseconds actually off Ashvin, and being able to put himself into safety. Ashvin has just started his lap though. We'll be hoping the Ferrari does get out of his way fairly quickly. I spin and I got IDSQ. Come on, it's really unfortunate about that, to be honest. There's nothing we can do. It's just that we've got to hope that Cody's eventually fix their game, which is pretty much impossible, and we're basically talking to a wall if we're asking for a fixed game. But Ashvin at the moment, coming up to Sector 2 split in the middle of this double left-hander, possibly the most technical part of this circuit, if I'm being honest. A long swooping left, followed by another long swooping left. Ashvin is up by 777 on his time, and it looks like he is going to be on for a flyer. Not using all the track on the entry, but using all of it on exits, and he is going to come across the line, improving by almost a second, and going to put himself into P8, and just behind VIL Maz and in front of Shadders. So doing himself very well, but what I've missed actually is Move Maestro putting himself up into P14 with a 1.4613. Very decent time from him, and at the moment he could be seen as safe, but we do have a couple drivers coming across, and Streams has gone up to P13 and put himself a 1.4397. And that does put these guys in the danger zone again. I'm just wondering, is he on another lap? He is, but he's going to run out of ERS, and that means he's just not going to improve on his time. He's down by 2 seconds as well. So, yeah. Was going to do a 3.6, but ran out of fuel on the line. There we go. Oh, that's why you need to watch your fuel. Yeah, he's going to have enough time to come in and out and possibly get one more run in, but the pressure's going to be on, and I just wonder if he is going to be used to that pressure, especially as quite a new driver. 7 temps improvement, was that? No, it wasn't. It just said it was, but Jor is now on a lap. This is his, well, he could be fueled up for enough, but could basically be his one and only chance to get himself out of Q1 and see himself get the opportunity to shoot for Q3. But if he doesn't, then obviously he's going to be starting P16 or lower. And yeah, there's a bit of a gap he's got to gain. It's about 8 tenths of a second he's got to improve by to be able to shove Move Maestro down into the drop zone. And at the moment, it doesn't look like he's going to be doing it. He's actually down on his time, so he's not going to be improving by the required amount that is going to put him into the next session. But I would assume he's also fueled himself up for enough. But Fozzie Bear up by 1/10 of a second in Sector 2. Doing a very, very good job indeed, coming up to the double right-hander, the last 2 corners of the track, getting very wobbly there, and is going to be coming across the line, going to be improving, but by how much? 5 tenths of a second. It does put Maestro down into 16th place, puts him into 13th, very, very close to being safe, but all the drivers behind him are also on laps, apart from Codfish, who is going to be out of the session. Jaws not going out for another lap, or he's loading up again. I'm not too sure, but furthest around is Multi-Barrack. He's the one with the most amount of pressure on him. He's got to improve himself probably by about 3-4 attempts if he does want to completely save himself. Obviously, just improving one place doesn't save you, especially as 2 drivers are behind him are on laps, and Jaw might also be going again. So Ryan Van Doom thinks he's also in danger, going for another lap in that 12th place position. Obviously he could be, doesn't look like he's going to be improving at all though, so that is his qualifying done, and as 1:42 is going to be the best he can do. I do believe it will make him safe, but Multi-Barrack is up by 2 tenths of a second coming through Sector 1. I would expect him to get through. The pressure's on him a little bit. He's more of expected to get through than anyone else in this area. Madden, I would have thought, would as well, but obviously it is a short track. Any little mistake does mess you up a bit. And he's up by 4 tenths of a second, let's just say. Yeah, it's looking good for him. Definitely going to be improving as long as he doesn't invalidate. And he's not going to invalidate, playing it fairly safe, I would assume, and he's going to come across the line with a 3.8, going to just improve by his teammate. Madden's going to come across the line and invalidate, then Move Maestro, who's also invalidated. He is going to be out of the session. All he needed was 3 tenths of a second, but he couldn't do it. He's going to be starting in P16. Madden has been saved by the invalidation of Move Maestro, and that is going to be the people we lose in qualifying 1. Move Maestro, Jaw, Codfish and Colt Absey with a DSQ. So Madden getting fairly lucky there, especially the fact he's invalidated his last run. But the fastest man in Q1 was Fatality by about 2 tenths of a second to the next car behind him. The 2 Renaults looking very, very strong, unlike the Alpines in real life. God, I'm glad I've got a whole bottle. Oh, no, I don't. Guys, I need to prepare better in the future. Ooh. Oh. Oh, here we go. Q2. just do is check the gram. Do we have any movement? Yes, we do. Well, first is a racing point. It is going to be, I would assume, Maz, and it is Maz, the first one out on track with the medium compound tyres on. So, yeah, he's definitely going. I would assume for him, he tends to go medium or bust. So I would assume that is the case for him as well. Here we go. Doing a little bit of a wiggle coming up to that. Maybe to wave to say hi or something, but yeah, while we're sort of loading up, we do have a completely new sort of series that we're doing now on Fridays at 8 PM. Whether we're doing it on YouTube or Twitch is still to be decided. Well, I'm not too confident on Twitch. Don't really know how it works, but I've also been advised that it is the best way to grow. But no, it's a realistic grid, so obviously all the team principals have been bidding for teams over this past week and have been assigning drivers, so that does start next week. And yeah, it's going to be a very, very interesting championship. Some of the quicker guys will be in the midfield cars as well, so maybe we won't be always seeing the drivers we expect to win. Don't know why I talk like that at the end of my sentence. It's really weird. But yeah, obviously it's a different sort of format. Well, it's the same format as we're used to. Full quali, 50% race. It's a different calendar. We're going to be using more tracks that encourage overtaking rather than any street circuits that would just encourage training and everything. Obviously, we do want the most entertaining races as possible, but yeah, it's definitely going to be an interesting one. No one really knows where everyone's going to be placed at the moment. Obviously the Mercs, you'd think, are the favourites, but they do have some of the weakest drivers, so and then obviously like sort of Williams do have the most expensive drivers, so yeah, that's a 6.797 from Maz. That's could definitely be improved on a lot, and I do believe that's not even his proper lap, to be honest. Jesus, everyone's having a bit of a blunder. AlphaTauri winning on Fridays, heard it here first. I mean, you got a good show of it. You've got the most expensive driver, AlphaTauri do, so it just depends if he won't crash out or anything. But here we go. Maz actually on his proper lap now, going to be setting himself a time. TCF old boy on those soft compound tyres as a 3.6665. Bazza boy on a 4.115 as well. Doing very, very well for himself. Don't think it'll make him safe though, if I'm being honest. I do think you need to be in the threes on the mediums, and what will Maz be able to do? It's definitely not going to be a 3, it's going to be a 4.8, and I just don't think that's going to be enough to get him through into the next session. But here we go, General Gober coming across the line. It is a 4.160, so maybe it would be, I'm not too sure, but Kurt boy coming across the line next. I've got a yawn. And he's going to be setting himself a 4.527 and putting himself in P4. Madden coming across the line next in putting himself into P4 actually. So on that 4.505, there's yellow flags to sector 3. That's obviously people coming into the pits. Ashford is coming to finish his lap as well. I would assume this is also going to be part of the fours. It's a 4.534, just behind his teammate by 7 milliseconds, so 7,000th of a second. He is behind by FIFA Beefy now, deciding he's going onto the softs, doesn't need the pressure of qualifying on the mediums. Here we go, coming across the line, and it is going to be a 3.47. And actually, what I've realised is no point qualifying on the mediums. Oh, there's rain in 10. These guys need to get out then. Everyone should be probably loading up the softs, if I'm being honest, if there's rain in 10. Especially if there's rain at the start of quali as well. Madden does improve to a 4.099, which I don't believe would be safe, if I'm being honest. If more people do end up coming out onto the softer compound tyres, which I would assume most of them are doing. Maz has now loaded up the softs as well, and they're still just sitting in the pits. But Multi-Barrett coming to this double right-hander now, going to be coming around at the final corner. What's he going to be able to do? It is going to be a 4.489, just really not on it, Multi-Barrack today, and it seems like he needs about 2 runs to get himself going. As you can definitely see, it's getting so much darker now, and the track temperature is probably just going to be dropping at this point. So we've got a wet Q3, very interesting indeed. FIFA Beefy thinks he's through, and I could probably agree with him, to be honest. I do think he's through as well. Fatality, though, is coming round now as well. Track temp hasn't dropped enough for the performance to be any different at the moment. Fatality going purple sector 2. I do believe him. He's going to get pole position going in. Is that Energetics now has gone for a 4.202 on the mediums for some reason. Fatality is actually invalidated, and it's getting very close to wet weather. So whether he's going to get himself through is massive in terms of the championship. Let me just have a look at the championship standings, because there is only 4... No, that's completely... They haven't posted them. They're being stupid. There we go. There's 14 points in it. So if Fatality does have one bad race, it's possible that it completely mess up his title challenge. And yeah, it's going to be very interesting. Maz is up by 0.5 of a second with a purple sector 1. You don't want to invalidate and get very close to the edge. But obviously, it's so close to wet weather. Obviously, I think it's just going to start raining anytime soon. It's just getting darker and darker and darker. Is Maz going to improve by enough? It's getting through. It's a 3.923, and I do believe that will get him through. As Fatality now is coming into the pits, and I think that is going to be him out of qualifying. I don't believe he's going to be able to improve by enough. Start the race into wet into soft. Is that how it's going to go then? It's Bazaboy now with a 3.317, and obviously it is anyone's game now for pole position, because it does. Is it raining now? No, we're not quite got rain yet, but obviously Fatality needs to get himself out there ASAP if he's going to have any chance of getting himself through, as Kurtboy has gone even quicker with a 3.879. All he needs to do is beat a 4.5 at the moment, and he will be back in it. Fatality is still in the pits, and it just doesn't seem like he's going to make it. The longer he is leaving it, the worse it's going to get. as I am not actually seeing any movement in terms of the pit lane for Fatality. Actually, no, he's coming out now. He might just about make it if my calculations are correct. But we do have General Gober on a lap. He is in the danger zone actually. Is that? I keep thinking I'm seeing my first drops of rain, and we're not quite yet. But I'm sure, so sure that we're going to be seeing it in the next couple of minutes or so. Here we go. Coming around the final corner, it looks like it's going to be a 1-3-3-2-9. That's going to put him in provisional P2, and it looks close for the pole position race at the moment. Obviously, completely different scenario in wet conditions, but Multi-Barrack now needing to get himself a good time in. He is up by 0.5 of a second though, so should be able to put himself through. Obviously not had the best times in qualifying as of yet. General Gober has retired. I do believe he is going to be through as well. And here we go, coming across the line. It's going to be a 3.932 just behind his teammate. It's not going to put him safe as yet, as the rain hasn't come down. There's people behind him on laps. He's going to be sitting possibly in that P10 slot at the end of this session. And yeah, there's a lot of risk to what he's doing here. Well, I mean, he's not choosing to do it, but there is a lot of risk to what he's put himself into. Fozzie Bear going to be coming across the line. What's he going to be able to do? Is he going to be able to put himself into that top 10? He puts himself 10th, pushes Energetics down into P11. Now, Energetics is on a lap as well, just behind Fatality. Fatality coming across the line now. He's going to put himself onto pole position. He's going to be through, and Energetics now putting himself into 6th. Maz on an out lap as well. He needs to make sure he can get out. Multi-Barrack coming into the pit. He's got to get in and out ASAP if he wants to survive. There's Fozzie Bear, Shadows. Well, Shadows is invalidated. The Ice Streams is out on the lap, and it started raining now, as we did see that little glint of rain, and this is just going to be the time's going to be falling now, and I do think Multi-Barrack could be safe now, just because of the rain, as Ashvin has actually spun now on his outlap, and it obviously his track does get wet very, very quickly, and I do believe it's already completely derated. Maz is giving up on his lap. He knows there's no chance in an improvement, and I think this might be it for the next 2 minutes, and I do believe this might be the way we finish our qualifying session. The only people I can see improving is the people in the 4.5s, which is a couple of people. Shadows is currently up on his time by about 0.5, so he could sneak his way through. But there is a fair bit to do. Here he comes across the line. It's going to be a 3.8, and it shoves Multi-Barrack out of qualifying. Yeah, Multi-Barrack is out. He's not got enough time, but Madden's going to be going for another run. He's got to beat a 3, but obviously it's raining now. So, yeah, he's got to get around quickly. But Shadows does look like he's put himself through with a last-ditch attempt, and the only racing point to get through at the moment is going to be Maz. Well, what it's looking like, neither one of them can do anything now. They're just sort of watching on, and it does look like Fozzie Bear is going strong at the moment. He's going to be doing a 4.3 and doesn't improve his time. But yeah, Ice Dreams has now invalidated his run, and it does look like that is going to be it for qualifying. I highly doubt that Madden's going to be able to improve his time, as it does look very, very wet out. Yeah, here we go. Coming across, and we will just be able to see. Yeah, he's not going to be improving his time, I don't believe. just having, you need to stay off the curbs in these conditions, sort of. Yeah, well, actually, all he needs to do is get 2 temps. He's slightly down in the first. We'll see what he's doing in the second, and then we can decide. But it doesn't look like he's written himself off yet, although this is the section where you do need the most grip. So he is the last person to come across the line that will affect qualifying. And he's up by 0.7 milliseconds, and I don't think it's going to be enough, but obviously if he can improve massively going through the final sector, the final 2 corners here, he might be able to squeeze himself through. Here we go, coming across the line. It's going to be a 3.962, puts him in P12, so he's not going to get himself through. And that is qualifying done. The people we lose in Q2 is Multi-Barrack, Madden, Fozzie Bear, and Streams and Ashvin. And apparently we got a wet Q3. So yeah, it's going to be very, very interesting. In other words, the qualifying is, what am I on about? In other words, the F2 looks very, very competitive this season. A very good crop of drivers, and I tell you why anyone could win it. Obviously, I've got my bids on Porsche. I think he's the guy I'm pushing to win it. Obviously, I think he is going to win it, but Piastri's looking extremely strong as well. And yeah, looking good for some guys. I should probably get on board with Maz. Yeah, everyone's out on the softs, but if it is enough, this is going to be a one-shot quali basically. And here we go. Everyone's going to have to be so careful here. You do not want to lose it. If you can get yourself a very solid time in, as Maz has actually got going to have the driest track of anyone as well, so getting out first does mean a lot. And Ryan Van Doom hasn't seemed to rush himself getting out, and that might make him suffer and put him down into P10. It might be the way everyone crosses the line, is how everyone's going to qualify. Ryan Van Doom only just coming out now, and Maz looking very good for grip actually at the moment, but we will see come through here, just keeping it a little bit more steady. The rear of the car looking a little bit unsteady as well. We're going to be coming across the line to start his lap. You don't want to invalidate turn 1, or else that is you pretty much out of the shot for pole position, and he doesn't do that. And here we go, starting at the first sector. First sector is extremely short actually in terms of Austria as well. Coming across around turn 3 and getting a good exit. I don't know if he got the best, but because we're not on board, but did look very decent. No squiggliness or anything, as he is a quite confident driver in the rain. So we will be seeing if he can do a pole lap. Who's that? One of the Renaults is massively struggling, getting closed up to by the Alfa Romeo during their lap, which could actually end up holding up the Alfa Romeo. Yeah, that is a massive issue for the Renault, because obviously both Renaults actually seeming to be struggling a little bit, and it does look like Maz is looking very good indeed. Almost invalidating now. I would have thought it would be invalidating. It's a 6.356, and Shadders coming across the line as well, going to be doing a 6.361. FIFA Beefy with 6.469. And Boy, is he gonna? No, he's not. Energetics with a 3.506 milliseconds in front. And Fatality with a 6 flat. How has he managed that? Kurtboy with a 7. Boy's actually put it in the wall. So that's not going to be ideal for his race at all. TCF Old Boy going to be coming across the line in P2. It's a very, very good lap from the Alpha Tauri driver, and he is looking stronger week on week. But Ryan Van Doom is going to be coming across the line next, and it is going to be P7 for him with a 7.098, a second off pole position. But obviously that is these General Gobert now coming around to finish his lap off. Obviously got a bit of an issue for the first lap, and here he comes coming across the line. It's going to be P6 with a 6.378. And Boy is going to be, I would assume, going to be P10 now because of the way the rain is falling. But I just seen this qualifying graph comparison between the 2020 cars and 2021. It just shows how bad the Ferrari it was last season. It's only 5 tenths slower this year than it was last year. And in comparison, the Alpha Romeo is 1.27, 1.217. Red Bull's 1.319, Alpha Tauri 1.361, McLaren's a 1.385, Alpine's a 1.832, Williams is a 2.022, Merc is a 2.121, Aston Martin's a 2.279, and Haas is a 2.338. So it just shows, I mean, that Ferrari last season was just dreadful. Reading off some stats for you guys there. Shadder's 0.5 thousandths of a second off Maz, and you two do seem to see it. You like a bit of glue, you two. You like magnets. You always find yourself together. It's very impressive. 0.04 was it? Oh, it is 0.0. No, it's 5. It's 5. And then there's 6 thousandths between Maz and Energetic. So if you improve by a couple of milliseconds, then you're doing all right for yourself. People out on outlaps again, thinking they can get another good lap. Now I'm going to dump on the lap data because we do need that now. And Maz just sliding through, and I just think the track's gone, in my opinion. But you might as well just send it. Going through here, and he just looks so much more committed going through turn 1, but I don't believe it's possible for him to beat his time. Looking at the track, here we go. He is down by 3 tenths of a second, and that's what you could just tell. It's the track's got, yeah, the track's gone. And let me guess, he's going to be down by 5 or 6 tenths coming through here now. It's going to be 7 tenths down now. And yeah, the track is completely gone. Boy, I would assume at best can do a P8. Maz completely missing the pit entrance. And overshooting. But here we go. Boy is going to have to put a time on the board though if he wants anything better than P10. P10 is the mid-pack. So, I mean, it's not ideal. You do all this qualifying and get P10. It's just a little bit annoying, but you know, everyone's starting on the same tyres now. And here we go, coming around the final corner. Does look like it could be alright though. It's a 7.335. and that is going to keep him in P10, and that is going to be qualifying over. We've just got 4 minutes to go. Just wondering if everyone's going to retire and save us 4 minutes, or if they think the track's going to get a little bit better. But in terms of qualifying, that it's done. There's no one's improving. As Maz has retired from the session as well, and yeah, everyone's 3 temps down on their laps. It's just, yeah, track's gone, guys. Might as well retire it in the pits. I mean, no one's going to be gaining or losing any more positions. No one's improving. Yeah, oh, Jesus Christ, go, but that's an interesting way to retire. That is a very interesting way to retire your car. 2 minutes left. Ryan Van Doom's just come out of the pits. Track's gone, head's gone. Yeah. Track is gone. Energetics has given himself wing damage. Yeah, there is literally nothing to gain out of this now. Just retire the cars and, yeah. Very interested to watch that GoBoat crash again, because I looked down and I missed it. Here we go, I'll go watch it again. Oh yeah, he just slides. There's no control there, and he's dead. Oh, I was just watching Ryan Van Doom just parked off. If Baza could also retire in the pits, then we're just waiting on the one driver of Energetics to come in and retire. But there is nothing to gain in this last 2 minutes or 1 minute. 28 hundredths is actually third. Oh my god, it actually is 28 hundredths of a second between third place and 6th place. That's levels, that is. Very, very interesting. I said it was going to be close, and I tell you what, it was close for these positions. I mean, TCF Old Boy wasn't far off a fatality, and Energetics was very, very close to go, but it does seem to sort of ribbon off a little bit. But obviously, yeah, Shadow's updating me all the time on the scores on the door in terms of what I'm missing, but you know, you need someone doing that. Oh. Bazza Boy has retired, and we're just waiting on Energetics to retire now. Right, as we do wait, it's because Energetics isn't retiring. I'm just going to go. Actually, I don't have enough time. I'll go after I've read out the top. Actually, you know what? We will read out the top 10 now. So we have got Fatality on pole position. Then it is going to be TCF Old Boy in P2. The I think he's Australian. The Aussie in P2. Then we've got the Dutchman of Energetics in P3. Maz, the first Brit on the grid, is going to be sat in P4. Shadders is in P5, doing very well for himself. In P6 is Goba. Usually we see him a bit higher, but maybe struggling a little bit in terms of wet conditions. FIFA Beefy doing the exact same, struggling in those wet conditions in P7. Ryan Van Doom coming across in P8, Kurt Boy in P9, and Bazza Boy rounding off the top 10 in P10. Yeah, just messing up his first run, and that's really what cost him. But I'm going to go to the toilet and make sure that I don't need anything in the race. I am back and I've got cookies. So, you know, living it large. Living life good. Yeah, here we go. No extra comments. Put my phone on charge so it doesn't run out. Please don't crash coming off the start. Madden's already been How has Madden been DSQ'd already? We haven't even got off the grid. That's impressive. That is very impressive. Codfish going round him. Colt Asby. Guys, come on. Quick it up. We don't want to have everyone waiting for too long. I do need to quickly respond to a couple messages. Actually, no, I don't. And yeah, we've got 36 laps of very changeable conditions. And fatality. You do know it's not the race yet, right? Do you want to get a look at update detail? We don't need the wet tyres, we need the position change. That's what we want at the very start. Is we are gonna get underway in a minute. There is a huge gap between the Renault and the Alfa Romeo. Looks like Shadow's trying to race Maz going to the grid. Yeah, we hope for a clean start, cautious start, a bit better than Division 1 with 3 cars all going off the exit of turn 1. And yeah, and fatality going to be starting us off, but obviously in the wet conditions anybody could be leading going into turn 1. I know for a fact that is true. I mean, I think it's further back of the grid you actually go, the better the start is, because it's just further and further up the hill you get a bit more of a run. But downhill starts are always really nice, to be fair. You don't need as much power to get your car going. But yeah, here we go, lining up. No one disconnected, I'm proud. Right. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 red lights. And away we go for the Austrian Grand Prix. A lot of people getting a bit wavy. Look at that. People left and right. It does look like Fatality is going to be leading going in through into turn 1. Looking very, very good. Coming off a little bit wide, obviously a little bit give in terms of that, but it does look very, very clean coming through, and everyone has survived turn 1. But TCF, oh boy, is going for the move down the inside of Fatality, but is he going to be able to make that? Fatality giving him a lot of room there. Oh boy, now going through into first place initially, but now going to be under pressure. They did have a wet battle in terms of Brazil. Fatality now put it back up the inside, and Fatality going to have to be the one on the attack, but he does get the position back, and that is him back up into P1. Energetics looking pretty closely behind, but we do have a fair little bit of battling as we've had a couple guys come off the grid there. Ashrin, Madden and Fozzie Bear all having an incident in turn 4 or 5, no, turn 5, sorry. But yeah, we have now got a safety car, So these guys can come into the pits and change their wings and stuff like that, but it does look very, very respectable start from all drivers, and it is a massive well done to them all, actually, for the vast majority surviving. Ashvin is going to be coming into the pits, Fozzie Bear as well, and they will catch back up to the grid and have a lap fresher tyres. So, you know, it's not all negatives. They've had a crash and it's caused a safety car, so there we go. Oh, I like a good leaderboard glitch, me. I'd just like to say congratulations, though, to Move Me Austria. He's not dead yet. Usually does die in situations like this, but I think he's just minding his own business and trying to get the job done. As it is. This is a bit of a survival race, wet conditions. If you don't get in any incidents, you can find yourself quite a bit further up the grid than you usually would. As we are just waiting for Fozzie Bear to catch up to the rest of the grid, and then we will be back underway racing. But say again, Kurt Boy, did you just lose it? He's crashed under the safety car. Kurt Boy, what? How? George Russell in disguise, that is. The Indian George Russell, Kurt Boy is. And then he comes to the pits. That's going to keep the safety car out for one more lap. Yeah, that's not something I expected, but yeah, it has happened. Let's just make sure he gets out of the pit safely now so he doesn't kill himself on the wall. Brake, brake, brake. Coming around the corner. He's free. He's made it. Oh, getting a bit wobbly. Actually, I probably shouldn't have said that. But what we are going to do is go through the biggest winners and losers in terms of the grid. So, obviously, the top three staying the same, doing very well for themselves. The Renault's doing very well as well, picking up 2 positions. Maz losing 2. And Shadder's gaining 2, I would assume. Ryan Van Doom staying pretty equal, but the biggest winner is actually Codfish. He's got a bit of wing damage, so he's going to be struggling. I'm not sure why he hasn't come into pit, but he is up 6 positions. George up 4 as well, and Colt Absey is actually up 5 positions, doing very well for the 3 of them. And will hopefully be doing even better. Madden and Kurt Boy are doing the worst in terms of their start to this race, but obviously it's a long way, and they have got a safety car to put them back in it, so. Sorry, I'm just eating a cookie. And he goes for the move up the inside, and it doesn't work. Oh, he's going to have to forfeit it now. He's going to have a terrible run. Energetics is all over the back of him. Look at this. TCF old boy weaving left and right, being able to defend, but Energetics is doing the exact same, trying to predict which way he's not going to go. And Energetics has now decided he's going to back off from the back of TCF old boy. Multi-Barrack. Oh, they're going side by side. Oh, the has ended up withdrawing, but it could be Jaws time to send a move down the inside. Oh, we got the safety car in this lap. I was just entertaining myself there. And Fatality is going to control the pace. Now, the thing is about rolling starts in the wet. is it could go very, very wrong very easily. And I really hope it doesn't. Obviously the spray making people spend a little bit further away from each other. Madden hitting the back of Move Maestro, and not ideal. Gobert is actually spun. Oh, get me on that, get me on that, get me on that. Gobert's at the back. He's spun under the safety car as well, so he's going to be coming into the pits. It's just the worst time to spin. Fatality getting a good restart. TCF Old Boy almost losing it there, and it comes Energetics now just to sweep up the pieces, and Old Boy has really had an issue, and he's going to have to settle in to P3, but it does look like FIFA Beefy's now on the attack of the AlphaTauri driver. And yeah, here we go. Streams is on the back of Multi-Barrack as well, and there's a slow move in Williams as well, in Ryan Van Doom, who seems to be struggling a lot, and Streams has gone into the back of him, and yeah, gone all the way off. Ryan Van Doom has retired from the race. Would like to see he's gone flying off, and that is him out of the race. iStream's completely missing his braking zone, and that is our first incident of the race. But Move Maestro has kept his position actually in front of Madden. Madden sending it down the inside. There's no right to do that though. And Madden being, I would say, overly aggressive on these opening laps of the race, really getting into a lot of issues, and maybe it being his own fault for sending it in wet conditions and not adapting. But Gobert is about 20 seconds behind now. He's going to be hoping for another safe car. Move Maestro. And there's an incident with Cole Absey actually, who's come off the track, and Move Maestro has made up another position. Kurtboy is all over the back of Fozzie Bear, but nothing's going to happen. This is the closest stuff on track at the moment. No, it's not actually. We've got this stuff up here. Jaw on Codfish. Is Jaw going to be able to make a move coming into this? The wing damage of Codfish is really going to be stopping him, but Jaw seems to be struggling a fair bit. Move Maestro is now all over the back, but Ashvin is looking for a move on the Madden, his fellow is it nation fellow, I don't know, patriot or nation, whatever it is. They're both Indian, and they're making moves on each other, and Ashvin now looking for the move on Move Maestro, but he's not going to be sending that one down the inside, and it looks like he may have got a slightly better exit actually than the Ferrari driver. But Move Maestro doing very, very well for himself actually, to be honest, making himself up as 5 positions, going to be slowly setting himself in, but Jaw is all over the back of Codfish, and Codfish is definitely the grip, and it does see it. Is it intermediate conditions now? Let's just have a look. What are these front runners that fit in on? It does look like Ashvin's made a move now, and it does look like into conditions now. Ashvin going for another lap, and everyone is fitting on the inters now. Instead of a position change, we want tyres. Now Fatality has been jumped going into the pits by Energetics. Energetics making up a crucial position for the race lead under these wets. He's made up a second as well. Ashvin now going past Codfish, giving him the room. Obviously the respect he is deserved, but Ashvin now getting away, and these guys are slowly moving away. But was it too early? I don't think it was. Too much of this grid has gone onto these intermediate tyres for it to be the wrong idea. Codfish has gone back past Ashvin though. Ashvin's definitely had a mistake somewhere. Maybe the intermediate tyres are the one, and Madden's had a collision there with Codfish, gone into the back of the Haas driver, and it does look like he's had another incident. Kurtboy is all over the back of Madden now, but these guys are going to have to come into the pit soon. Oh, Kurtboy's going on again, but look at this. He's now he's the cork in the bottle for Energetics and Co. Here we go. How's Energetics going to deal with it? He's got a good run there, but obviously Fatality is going to want to be following the Alfa Romeo driver through, or else there could be some issues in terms of the race. For Energetics could be getting away here. As Kurtboy does have an issue with TCF. Old Boy gets past Fatality, and Kurtboy just being there has made it a bit more dramatic than it needs to be for the McLaren driver. And now FIFA Beefy's all over the McLaren. Fatality does seem to struggle a little bit when it comes to passing some slower drivers, as everyone else seems to be negotiating it, and Kurtboy is placing his car pretty much perfectly in front of the McLaren to not allow him through. But you can already see the gap that is forming as FIFA Beefy's actually, well, actually no, FIFA Beefy's watching Fatality struggle to get past Kurtboy, and Kurtboy's off in the grass, and FIFA Beefy's now on the outside of Fatality. And it looks like FIFA Beefy's definitely in the prime position now to get this P3 position, as Fatality is definitely struggling. But Maz is not far behind with Bazaboy on trail. He's just set the fastest lap of the race with a 14.496. Doing very, very well. Here we go. His jaw is in a little bit of a, these guys are in a bit of a league of their own at the moment. They've pulled away a bit of a gap. Energetics obviously just needs to keep it simple, do what he can, keep Old Boy behind him. Obviously Old Boy does have these spurts of pace. Fatality just seems to be struggling a little bit for it. Maybe lost his form or something, but yeah, not looking ideal for him. Going a bit too long now on these wet compound tyres, and it just seems like he just seems out of it, if I'm being honest. There's Energetics now coming around the final corner. It does look like he's probably going to be setting the fastest lap of the race. Here he comes, coming across the line. It is going to be 13.954. A very, very solid time for the Dutchman indeed. Used to be absolutely dreadful in the rain, and now he's doing all right for himself. So yeah, it's very interesting indeed. But Maz is just sitting on the back of FIFA Beefy, and I just wonder if anything's going to happen there. Streams and Move Me Astra are actually going side by side. I just wonder if one of those are going to back out going into turn one, and it does look like Streams is slightly further ahead, but Move Me Astra is going to get the line. This is brilliant racing. Move Me Astra almost going into the side of him, but this is class from the two of them, and it looks like Move Me Astra could be coming back at him going into turn three, and it does look like he will be almost think about sending it down the inside, but he's going to think better of it, and Streams is going to get that move done on the Ferrari. But it looks like Move Me Astra is almost coming off the bump on that turn three, has really unsettled the car and getting massive wheel spin, almost putting himself into the wall, but saving himself from a little bit of embarrassment there. Yeah, we've got these guys just in front at the moment, just training it all up at the moment. I'm just trying to see Energetics now going even quicker. It's just getting quicker and quicker each lap, isn't it? Madden in P15 doing fairly well for himself. Obviously got himself in a lot of incidents. He just doesn't need to be involved in, way too aggressive onto wet conditions. But here we go. He's going to go for the around the outside move on Codfish. Codfish is defending his position. I can't really see too well. Codfish now giving him the room, but Madden now going to get the move done. But it does look like Kurtboy is going to follow him through almost. And here we go. It's a freeway battle going through turn one. Codfish giving the room, but not allowing Kurtboy just to walk through. Kurtboy's going to have to do it on the straights and maybe under the brakes. It's going to, and there we go. He's done it on the straight. Whether Codfish just completely braking so much later there and really keeping that battle on. But it does look like Codfish may have been done now. And it does look like Kurtboy is through, but Codfish may break later again, which he does look at, but obviously doesn't manage it. Kurtboy still too far ahead. Now Shadow's closing up to the back of Multi-Barrack. And it does look like there could be a battle on here with the Racing Point and Alfa Romeo. Shadow's a very, very good wheel-to-wheel racer, as I think quite a lot of people in this league do know. And Multi-Barrack is no slouch himself. Obviously, they will show each other a fair bit of respect. The Alfa Romeos and Racing Points are very, very similarly matched at the moment. In terms of this season, but Multi-Barrack definitely getting caught up to by the Alfa Romeo fairly quickly. Exo saying Colt Absi Forza, obviously the Italian way of supporting your driver. Cole Absey is in 17th at the moment, but closing up onto the back of Codfish, and I will actually switch back onto that. Oh. The Shadows could be looking to make a move now on the Racing Point driver. Just all over him now, and it just looks like the move is going to happen coming into here. Is that Jaw has had an issue. He's lost part of his front wing, but here we go. Is Shadow's going to put it down the inside? No, he's not. He's going to think better of it, but it looks like he could possibly have the run now, going down the third straight. It used to be the second or third DRS straight, but no DRS now in these conditions, and Multi-Barrack keeping him behind at the moment. FIFA Beefy only 0.2 of a second still behind Fatality, and yeah, getting drier and drier by the minute. And yeah, as soon as this rain stops, it does dry up very, very quickly. Be interesting to see how it ends up going, but that is Jaw down another position coming off the track. With that wing damage, getting out the way of Fozzie Bear. Oh, I like my cookies, I'll tell you that. They're nice. Oh, I've just missed. There's a VSC out. Codfish has crashed out. I'm not sure how he's done it where he has, on the left-hand side. But he has. It's good for Jaw, obviously. Saving himself a little bit of time, getting that front wing replaced. But, yeah, he will still lose time in the grand scheme of things. There's energetics. He does have Old Boy all over the back of him, and I would assume that this VSC is going to end soon. I'm waiting for it. And Jaws has got a drive through. It's just gone worse and worse for the Williams driver. It's just really not ideal, as Bazaboy's now got through from a mistake from Maz and is now up into P5 and will be shooting up and trying to meet these other guys in the battle. But it does look like FIFA Beef. He's going to be looking to go up the inside of Fatality, breaking much later, and it looks like he's got that move very cleanly done, actually. Almost like he was going to back out and then just went for it. FIFA Beefy now up into, but here's the battle for the lead now. TCF Old Boy going for the inside of Energetics, and the Alpha Tauri could be taking the lead right now. But Energetics, it doesn't give up that easily. He's very, very good to battle with. Going side by side, that's incredible racing from the two of them now. Almost matching speeds. It was almost like a formation sort of thing. They are still side by side going through the whole of Sector 2. Energetics does defend his position very well, obviously. Now FIFA Beefy and Fatality are in the mix. They did have a little bit of a gap, but that battle has lost them maybe a second or two. But Old Boy now picking up a 3-second time penalty, which could be massive in the grand scheme of things. But Energetics now is just going to be defending from these guys. Sorry, I just... But... Here we go. Is Old Boy going to do anything? No, he's not. But it does look like FIFA Beefy could be on for something here. Getting the moves. FIFA Beefy does look like the quickest man on the circuit at the moment. And, well, Old Boy could be coming under pressure now. Energetics looks like he's struggling with the tyres a little bit, maybe. But the top two definitely looking like they're not the quickest. And FIFA Beefy in that Renault looks so much stronger than them at the moment. Maybe tyre wear or whatever, but a beautiful camera angle, really. And round we go to lap number 17. I'm just wondering, when is it going to get dry? Is it going to get dry early enough for the soft compound tyres? Or not? As Fozzie Bear does make a move past Move Maestro and moves himself up into P11. Man, FIFA Beefy now. Just looking like he's just settled in a little bit. Bazza Boy now catching onto the back of this train a little bit. Dropped Maz quite quickly, actually. Maz maybe not feeling too comfortable in this, but it does look like Old Boy's going down the inside. But you know what that's going to do? It's going to open up an opportunity for Beefy. If one of these loses out, Beefy's going to just claim it, and it looks like TCF Old Boy's going to get it, but he's gone too deep, and Beefy's going to make a brilliant double overtake for the lead of this race. But is he going to make it? He's going to get it done. TCF Old Boy is there on the inside, and oh my god, Old Boy messing it up a little bit, but Beefy, I tell you what, that is why he was our Division 2 champion last season, and he is at the front of this pack this season, doing very well. Very opportunistic move there by the Renault driver, doing an amazing job, making sure none of these guys are having contact. It's a brilliant five-way battle for the lead of the race, and I would assume Maz is going to want to get involved as quickly as possible, and hopefully this Williams doesn't get involved too much. No, he does come out behind all of them, and yeah, here we go. This is, in terms of wet weather racing, I don't think it gets too much better than this, in terms of how close everyone is. And well, FIFA Beefy now looking to try and pull away a little bit. Old Boy's been just a bit prone to errors today. It might be what cost him this race victory, but obviously there's 18 laps left of this race. We're at the halfway point now, and well, anyone could win this still. I mean, even Gobert could win this, and he's almost he's a 3/4 of a lap down. But obviously anything can happen. Coming through the final sector now, these guys are just not splitting. Oh, Beefy's made it into first, but he's just, yeah, Beefy now pulling into the pits, and has decided to maybe strap on another set of inters, but I would assume you could go slightly longer. It stopped raining now. I think he's messed up a little bit here. I mean, he has gone on to the medium compound tyres. He's gone early, and I do wonder if it's too early for the mediums. There's a VSC that has just came out. Colt has just crashed the car. I do wonder if we'll be able to see that if I get myself on board. But yeah, this does massively give the advantage to Beefy, because I do believe he has messed it up a little bit in terms of that. We don't get to see the stricken car of Absi, but what we do get to see is Ashrin's got a drive-through penalty, and that is going to move Old Boy and Energetics have had a bit of contact, but they are not going to come off with any damage. and Energetics does keep his position. It's very, very good racing from the both of them still. And yeah, it's been too early for Beefy. He's not judged it correctly, and it does look like Energetics is going to be coming. Oh, he's coming into the pits late, and he's lost a couple positions just for that. And it looks like Old Boy is going to be the next person into the pits. Bazza Boy going to be going on for another lap, but I think he may have gone slightly too long now. And well, whatever goes. But FIFA Beefy now going to be coming out of the final corner, and I think, is he going to be coming? He's come out in front of TCF Old Boy. He's actually made it work. Well, there we go. Fatality's actually beating Old Boy in the pits as well. So Fatality coming out a second behind FIFA Beefy. Bazza Boy is massively now struggling on these intermediate tyres. Gonna have a couple laps fresher, but for him, I would probably be looking at going onto those softer compound tyres until probably lap 50. Well, yeah, 15 laps, 16 laps on the softs. It's possible. But obviously, it's a risk. But it does look, Fatality's got so much more pace in terms of FIFA Beefy. He's gaining almost a tenth every sector. There we go. Move Maestro. Oh, sending it a bit deep there on Forza, and well, not Forza, Fozzie Bear. And now moving through, but Ashvin, look at him, he's so struggling, and he's just gonna go from worse to worse, because I think he's got that penalty to serve. But Bazza Boy now coming out just behind this pack, so he really hasn't lost as much as we would have thought he would have lost. Now, is Bazza Boy gonna do his drive through? No, he's already done that. So, did I say Bazza? I mean Ashvin. But it looks like Move Maestro has actually got back past Fozzie Bear and is now up on to P11. And I just wonder, is he going to come out into the points with Ashvin coming out of the pits now? No, he's not. But Move Maestro with the fastest lap of the race, doing very, very well there with a 1:10. But Fatality all over the back of FIFA Beefy. It's looking on. It's hotting up here. And it's drying out. Madden and now, oh my god, there's a battle. They're going side by side. And it does look like Move Maestro has kept the position. But Fozzie Bear's going to go back out for the outside. And it does look like he's going to get that move done before the corner. And he is now up into that, well, P11. One place off the points, guys. One thing goes wrong for the top guys, and there you go, they're in. But it looks like Fatality and FIFA Beefy have now switched positions, but FIFA Beefy's going to get the run on him coming onto the third DRS straight now. And he is going to have DRS because it has been reactivated, and they're going to go side by side round the corner. Fatality's going to have the run, but he's going to be pushed onto the curb a little bit, and FIFA Beefy is now up into P1. Fatality does have the pace, but it's just the DRS. He cannot lose that Renault. Energetics falling off a little bit here, maybe running a bit of a wet setup, and the race has gone from him a little bit. But we've got a couple. Kurt Boy now has overtaken the Ferrari of Move Maestro, and Move Maestro has now moved down into P13, doing a very solid race for himself. Those streams might have to pit again, we're not too sure, but I would assume he probably can go the distance. But yeah, FIFA Beefy is now going to be under pressure by Fatality. Fatality coming into the braking zone. You can see FIFA Beefy's light flashing as well, and well, that does mean he's low on ERS. He's not going to run out, though, because he is literally running on empty at this point. But Fatality is going to go for the outside. I just wonder if he's going to get the switch back now. He's looking for it, but he's not going to get it done. And yeah, it does look like FIFA Beefy's able to defend for a little bit longer. Nice dirty air is horrible around here. And that'll be a warning for the, I think, for Fatality. Now coming round, I do believe Fatality is going to be lining up a move of any sort now coming on to the back, well, the second DRS straight. Smooth Maestro and Kurtboy are battling. Maz has now picked up a 3-second time penalty, and well, here we go. Fatality coming at the Renault driver. He's gonna be able to get a move done. I just wonder, is he's gonna switch positions? Who's gonna get the DRS for the next zone? But it looks like Fatality's gonna be able to defend TCF Old Boy, and it does look like FIFA Beefy's actually pushed Fatality back far enough that Old Boy is now the threat for him. And we've got a three-way battle here for the lead of the race. I mean, if it stays like this, FIFA Beefy does win based on penalties, but obviously anything can happen. We can still get safety cars, we can still get alternate strategy calls, damage, crashes, anything can happen. And here we go, coming around again. Yeah, looking very, very interesting. Fatality just does look like he has the pace on FIFA Beefy, but FIFA Beefy looks way too far up the road at the moment. And TCF Old Boy basically making his own line up there as he went along. Yeah, it looks like there could be a move going on here now. Both cars are flashing on the ERS now, so neither one of them does have an ERS advantage, and if he do, it'll only be a couple of percentage, so not too much speed. But here we go, Fatality making that move for the P1 position, going side by side, Goba getting out of the way by just flying onto that grass. And really, Fatality just trying anything, he just can't. Beefy's placing that car so perfectly. It must be so frustrating though, being stuck behind a car that you know you're quicker than. And there's only 6 attempts in between the top 3 there, and I wish I could look at some of the other battles, but this is just too close to call. Energetics is now inside this battle as well, so it is going to become a 4-way battle. Goba is now picked up a 5-second. He's retired, his race is over, he got lapped, and I can see exactly why. It does look like TCF Old Boy's going to put it up the inside of, and he's decided against it, which has actually cost him a little bit of time. But yeah, Fatality does need to get a move on soon enough, or he's not going to be able to get past this Renault driver at all. Now, the problem is with the Renault driver of Beefy, he's just placing that car so well. He knows how to win races. He's done it before. He's done it for a whole season. This is a much shorter season, but obviously the championship leader of Fatality doesn't want to be stuck behind him. And yeah, definitely doing very well. Move Maestro picking up a 3-second time penalty for himself there, and here we go. 8 laps to go. Well, 9 laps to go now. And it does look like Fatality is going to make a move here though, for the race lead. Here we go. He's got the DRS. He's going to put it down the inside. He's going to make the move. And here we go. Beefy's later on the brakes, so gets the acceleration, but it looks like Fatality does get the acceleration, but Beefy has the DRS. Is he going to be able to keep it alongside? Is Beefy going to be squeezing him out again? It's the exact same that happens every single lap. I could honestly copy and paste this for probably the next 9 laps and nothing will change maybe, but Old Boy doing very well. He needs to maybe mix it up a little bit, or else he's just going to get stuck. The Old Boy does actually look a little bit quicker than Fatality at the moment, has a better ERS situation. I just do wonder if he's going to be using that at any point in the very near future, because he does have
Energetics up his ass now at any one of these. FIFA Beefy now picking up a 3-second time penalty, and TSL, Old Boy has gone for it, and Fatality could be losing 2 positions going on here. Old Boy's putting it up the inside here of FIFA Beefy. Fatality is going to be under attack now by the Haas drive. There's been a collision, and there's 3 cars having an issue. Fatality getting collected by Old Boy, getting a bit too aggressive on the throttle. Obviously Energetics also being collected. He's got severe wing damage. Maz is going to be able to basically pick up the pieces now of this battle. There we go, going through up into that P4 spot. I don't know if Old Boy's got any damage. It doesn't look like it, and he is still somehow on the back of the Renault driver. Energetics and Fatality are not going to be too happy about the way this race has ended, though. Definitely, especially with Fatality possibly dropping out of the points, which is very well. Actually, I don't think they will. I think it's way too spread out at this point for that to happen. But yeah, he'll be dropping a number of points to his championship rival. There we go. Ashvin now coming out just in front of the Alfa Romeo. And they have dropped to P9 and 10 respectively, but Energetic straight away making a move on the Mercedes drive. There's a safety car. Madden is now out of the race. Safety car in the last couple of laps. Now this puts Bazzaboy in an amazing position. Shadow's coming into the pits. Maz deciding against it. Multi-Barrick coming into the pits. And here we go, Streams is going to also come into the pits. The thing is, Shadders is going to be in such a good position now because Maz hasn't pitted. And this Alfa Romeo duo is just going to be loving life. It's going to go Racing Point Alpha. And there we go. But yeah, Bazzaboy now I would say is the favourite to win this race. Shadders could possibly nip it at the bud, as he does only have 1 penalty that I'm aware of. Multi-Barrick could possibly get it as well. Energetics again could be put back into it. Fatality has decided to pit again though, and he is, well actually no he hasn't, sorry, because they've just come into the pits. It's going to be an interesting one. Move Maestro is on the fresh softs. Fozzie Bear on fresh softs. Streams is on the fresh softs. Jaws on 8-lap old hards. And he is a lap down, so he will not be gaining any other positions. Ooh. But we are going to probably have about 3 laps of racing now that we are pretty much well, there we go. Move Maestro isn't going to be gaining any more positions, unfortunately, as he is now just behind the race leaders, and I would assume is probably going to dive himself out the way for the likes of Bazza and Maz. but I tell yeah, there we go. He's got out the way. He does need to drive himself off the track though if he wants to get this. Doesn't want to give anyone a penalty of any sort. But yeah, it seems like he's done that. He's well. If Move Me Asia is watching, just drive yourself off the track and people can pass you quite safely. It's yeah. I don't think he is. But yeah, if you drive off the track, then obviously it says you're off. He's on the track, and it's a free. You can get everyone past. But here we go, though. Probably gonna have a safety car in at the end of this lap. If it's any longer, then I'd like 4 laps of racing at the end, but wait, Maz pitted? When did Maz pit? Hey? Oh. We have got one more lap of safety car. You just message. And he will have that message now. I just wonder if that's gonna happen. I've just told him. Yeah, there we go. He's off the track and can now let other drivers past without them collecting penalties. It's just there's a 5-second penalty there for energetics, and the safety car is in this lap now, as is letting everyone through, ignoring yellow flags. Obviously these will get removed. There we go, we're under racing conditions, about to be for the next 3 laps straight up. Beefy and Old Boy are in the worst positions in terms of this, as we've got Boy on the fresh softs. How they're going to treat this is going to be anyone's guess, but here we go. Under racing conditions again, everyone seems to be overshooting massively, and it does look like Energetics is into the pits now. For what, I'm not 100% sure, but it does look like Ashring is going to move past the lapped car of Move Maestro, but Shadders is all over the back of Maz and is going to go for the move down the inside. Maz is going to leave the room, but it does look like, well, it looks like Shadders actually got the traction on the Racing Point driver, and well, there we go. Coming round now, and it doesn't look like he's going to be able to make it that move work, as it does look like Maz has successfully defended it. Streams now moving past Kurt. Well, that's a brilliant overtake on the Merc driver. There has been an issue. There's big issues there. There's incidents left and right, and there's cars off the circuit. Kurtboy is currently, no, Ashrin, sorry, is currently off the track. Yeah, there was something went on that I did not see. because I got given a terrible angle, but Ashton has now retired in the pits, and Bazaboy is in to P3, doing very well for himself. Energetics in the pits again. He's going to be trying to set himself the fastest lap, I would assume. And yeah, the race just hasn't gone his way after well, that collision with Old Boy and co. But Fatality now has major wing damage. He's obviously hit the back of streams, I would assume. And yeah, there's probably going to be stewards' inquiries about that. But as Old Boy comes way off the track, Old Boy, Maz now setting the fastest lap of the race, and he looks like he could be on for a podium here if he keeps it up. There is the possibility of that. Bazaboy is still within the race win. It is the last lap of the race, and these guys are going to go side by side as Old Boy's going to have the outside. FIFA Beef, he's going to give him a little bit of the squeeze. He's going to get on the curb and not get that done, but is Bazaboy going to put it down the inside? It looks like he is. Look at that camera angle. That is absolutely beautiful. Bazaboy moving up into P2 on the last lap of the race. Is he going to be able to make it stick? I would assume he is, but here we go. Old Boy defended very well, but that's a brilliant move around the outside by Bazaboy, and Old Boy's still there, but it does look like it's been made move, and Bazaboy is now into a P2 position, and is going to be closing up to next driver. Maz now trying to go for a move up the inside of Old Boy. Is Old Boy gonna... Oh, there's things happening everywhere, and we're done across the line. And at the end of the day, it goes, Bazaboy has won the Austrian GP. FIFA Beefy in P2, Multi Barrett getting a P3, then the other racing point of Maz in P4, Shatters in P5, Fatality getting P6 in the end, Old Boy in P7, definitely having a spin, or that's down to penalties in P7. P8 is the McLaren of Fozzie there, and Ice Streams is in P9, Kurt Boy's in P10, Energetics getting himself into P11. He's actually still driving. Jaw is in P12, and Move Me Astro finishing himself in P13, but I'm not sure why Jaw's got a minus, as if he's ahead. But yeah, Energetics is just driving through everyone at the moment. And I do wonder, is he gonna... No, he's definitely not gonna be. He's just playing around. And here he comes. And yeah, Shadows, if you put that into the stewards, and it will get taken off if you haven't served it under the safety car. If you have, obviously we can't take it off because you haven't lost 5 seconds of time. But yeah, brilliant ending to the race. And I tell you what, we've got an Easter break coming up now for Division 1 and Division 2. And we are going to be back there in 2 weeks. We may see you on YouTube or Twitch. Depending on whether we decide to go over to Twitch, but we do have a race on a Friday at 8 PM, and that'll be every week from now on, starting the 2nd of April for our realistic championship. Going to be very interesting to see how that goes, and depending on how that is taken, obviously we will be expanding it for another season. But Bazaboy from P10 gets the win. Fastest lap ends up going to Multi Barrick with a podium as well from P11. As you can see, it's just a bit mayhem. No qualifying didn't matter at all, and I tell you what, that is a brilliant race to end the to go into the Easter break on. And I'll let these guys talk it out for 2 weeks. I'll tell you what, I'm excited for the next race we have. I'll see you guys then. Goodbye.